Hello, welcome to Levant TV Headlines. Syrian State Television says that the army and allied militia have secured the perimeter of an oil field near the central city of Palmyra, which had been the focus of recent heavy fighting with Islamic State militants. Islamic State militants have blown up two ancient shrines they consider sacrilegious in Palmyra, as the chief spokesperson of ISIS issued a call for increased violence during the holy month of Ramadan. Israel says it is revoking permits for 500 Palestinians from the Gaza Strip to enter Jerusalem ahead of a Friday prayer because of rocket fire from the Palestinian enclave. Saudi Arabia and Kuwait have begun talks to resolve a dispute that halted oil production in the neutral zone between the Gulf neighbors. And Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has hardened his stance in nuclear negotiations, saying he rejects a long-term freeze on nuclear research and wants to ban international inspectors from accessing military sites. Now let's have a look at the top headlines in today's newspapers in the Middle East. Starting from Beirut, where the Daily Star leads reporting that a high-ranking European Union official met with Prime Minister Tamam Salam after signing an agreement for the EU to make two donations to Lebanon totaling 34 million euros. The paper also reports that Parliament Speaker Nabih Berri has adjourned a fresh attempt to hold a presidential election session to July the 14th, once again citing a lack of a quorum. From the UAE, the Khalij Times leads reporting that Daesh fighters have destroyed two ancient Muslim mausoleums in the historic city of Palmyra in the last 3 days. The paper also reports that Iran's parliament has passed a bill banning access for UN inspectors to its military sites, and scientists potentially complicating chances for nuclear accord with world powers as a self-imposed June 30th deadline approaches. The Egypt Independent leads reporting that the Supreme State Security Prosecution has remanded journalists Farida Al-Ahmed and Samar Hassan Mahmoud in custody for 15 days, pending investigations into their alleged affiliation with the Muslim Brotherhood. The paper also reports that US Secretary of State John Kerry will visit Cairo for talks with Egyptian officials on July the 28th and the 29th. Now let's take a look at the top Middle East headlines from Paper Scene London. The Guardian leads Middle East news section reporting between 10 and 11 o'clock on Thursday morning, if all goes according to schedule, the Palestinian Foreign Minister Riyad al-Maliki will arrive with a delegation at the office of the prosecutor of the International Criminal Court in The Hague to hand over a file running to hundreds of pages, those documented documents describing to prosecutors for the first time in detail the Palestinian complaint against Israel for alleged breaches of international law, including serious war crimes. The Telegraph leads reporting that Israel says it is revoking permits for 500 Palestinians from the Gaza Strip to enter Jerusalem ahead of a Friday prayer because of rocket fire from the Palestinian enclave. A spokesperson from COGAT, the Defense Ministry unit which coordinates with Gaza, told Associated France Press the move to cancel part of its measures easing restrictions on Palestinians during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan applied to this week only, and was because of the rocket which hit southern Israel on Tuesday night, causing no injuries. The Independent reports that an online campaign has been launched to draw attention to the plight of the hundreds of students who will be spending the holy month of Ramadan behind bars in Egypt for merely expressing their opinions. According to reports from the country's news and media outlets, the university and high school students have either been arrested or have disappeared in mysterious circumstances under the tough government clampdown against Islamist and religious enemies that began after the country's military coup in 2013. And now let's have a look at international papers. From Germany, the Deutsche Welle reports that the German Foreign Office says it was working full out to clarify if mistakes led to Mansour's arrest by police at Berlin's Tegel airport on Saturday, apparently on the request of Egypt as he was about to board a flight to Qatar. News has also emerged that Interpol turned down an Egyptian request for an international warrant for Mansour last October on the grounds that it amounted to political persecution. And China's Global Times reports that 3 car bombs exploded in a swift succession in Syria's northern city of Hasaka on Tuesday, leaving tens of people wounded and huge property loss. And the first explosion targeted a position of the Kurdish security forces As-Sayish near the Sinalco roundabout in northern Hasaka, leaving big property losses, according to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights. That's it for today's news. For more updates, please visit levant.tv. Thanks for watching and bye for now.